Hey there folks, and welcome back for another shave related video. And today, once again, we're going to talk about software, but I'm going to include soaps today. I do want to follow up a little bit on the video from yesterday, which was, I should say, about the escalating prices of aftershaves. All right, and I've made my thoughts known on that, but for those of you who may have missed it, basically what I said is, look, if you appreciate good value, the likes of which you get from, say, Sterling, Razor Rock. There are many others I could mention, like aftershaves, $12.50, 15 bucks, less than 20, 25, and so on. Make sure you frequent these folks first if you appreciate it. Now, if you don't and you like the more expensive stuff with all the schmancy fancy ingredients, then surely go on over to the other folks. But if you appreciate what these folks do, which is keeping the cost down, check them out. All right. That said, the response from the video yesterday was overwhelmingly positive in terms of most folks said, yeah, we're not super hip, or excuse me, we're not hip to the fact that the aftershave prices have been creeping up. And, that was sort of the point that I was making. Now, the other side to the story in terms of response was, well, these aftershaves don't have high quality essential oils. Okay, I thought, you got a point. You really do. And I need to sit down and think about, in a reasonable way, what I can discern that products with high quality essential oils do for me that this doesn't do. All right, because this contains alcohol, witch hazel, fragrance oil, aloe, glycerin. It works perfectly for my use case. I put this on 4:30 this morning. I can still smell it now. It's 3:30. Face has felt great all day. No burning, no drying out, no nothing. Outstanding. All right. But I did want to address the essential oils. High quality. Got to throw in high quality because they're not just using regular essential oils. It's high quality essential oils. So I sat down and I thought long and hard about whenever I've used these products that boast of these high quality essential oils, what did it do for me that this doesn't do? And I came up with two things, to be fair, because, you guys have a point. One is this right here. Money leaves my wallet at a much more rapid rate each time I buy one. Just coming out, just a flying, as compared to this. That's the one, or that's one of the things that I could discern easily. The other thing, and the only benefit that I personally got when using these type of products, is that I felt some of them did a better job in healing if you had a rough shave. All right, so some of the products it felt a little better. It felt like if you had a rough shave, it soothed it perhaps a little more. But that was it. That's my entire list. Two things for my use case. All right, two things. Money leaving quickly, and maybe helps me a little bit on a rough shave. Now, do I need a ton of bottles of expensive aftershave with high quality essential oils just to aid in rough shaves? Because I got to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of rough shaves. Most of my shaves are quite good because I'm using good soaps, good products, and so forth. All I need is one. I'll get one high quality essential oil aftershave for those rough shaves. The rest of it, this is just fine. And I'll be honest with you, I can use my Thayers in combination with this, and it works fantastically even if I do have a rough shave, which I don't a lot. So for me, I don't see any compelling reason whatsoever to buy these products that boast of the high quality essential oils. I know they may be pure as the driven snow and all the rest of it, unicorn tears, throw whatever you want on the label. For me, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm just going to be honest with you. And this is after years of trying all this stuff and wasting a lot of money, quite frankly, wasting a lot of money. I hope a lot of you who are in the initial stages of this hobby are listening to what I'm saying. Wasting a lot of money. Play it back. Let it sink in. Because I'm not here to justify you wasting your money. All right, there was a time where I was like, everybody purchase everything because I want to hear about it. Well, that time has passed. And now it's time to be a good steward of the wallet. Not only for me, but for you. And if you're watching this channel, you know I'm not here just to peddle expensive stuff. All right? And I'm going to be frank with you. I don't see any compelling reason to buy expensive software at all for me, because it does nothing for me. And I'm going to get to the soaps in a minute. On the other hand, hardware, maybe. And the reason why is it'll probably last you forever. If you buy a timeless razor or above the tie or a high quality razor that's stainless steel, it'll probably last your lifetime and your sons or daughters or whomever. So you can justify the investment because it's going to be around forever. But a soap is not going to be around forever. All right, it's not a 50, 100-year investment. An aftershave is not going to be around forever. It's not a 50, 100-year investment for most people. So I cannot justify purchasing premium gear. Now, I'm not saying all the artisans who are selling aftershave with high quality essential oils puts them in a premium category. But there is another thing I want to mention to you folks. All right, I have to call this out. Just a few short years ago, some of these same artisans were boasting of how great and pure as the driven snow their aftershave was then, claiming it had high quality essential oils. And they were 16, 17, sometimes 15 bucks. And they were the greatest of all time then. What has changed? I don't know. Maybe they're being blessed by the Pope. I have no idea. But they were claiming that these high quality essential oils, it was all up in that aftershave then, when it was 16, 17, 18 bucks. Are you hearing me? I hope you're listening. What's the difference? I'm sure there are some difference. I'm sure sometimes they buy things, essential oils and so on, that are more expensive and all the rest. And if you care about that, go ahead and buy them. I'm not telling you not to. But if you're worried about your wallet, maybe try some of the other things. That's what I'm saying to you. If it works for you, you may need these high quality essential oils because the other stuff doesn't work for your skin. That's entirely plausible. And no one, when they make comments that are contrary to my opinion, ever mention that I've said maybe this won't work for you, because I always caveat these things and go, look, you may need these super high-end products, but I just want to remind you that 3 years ago they were the greatest then with the greatest essential oils, and now a couple of years removed they're even greater but a lot more expensive. So I don't know if it's worth it or not. You ultimately will have to decide. But what I do ask you to take into consideration is it actually doing what you think is doing, or is it in your head? Because you purchased, because you spent 25 bucks instead of 12, you think it works better. There is such a thing as a placebo effect, and a lot of artisans have publicly said many times they don't think tallow makes any difference. And maybe it doesn't. I don't know. They claim vegan is equal to tallow. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. You have to make your own decision. All right, but think about it. And for me, I'm going with this, and I don't care if it lacks high-quality essential oils, because high-quality essential oils does nothing for my wallet, and it does nothing for my face at all. End of story on that. It's a done deal. So next, we got to get into soap, because that's important. And here you have Martin de Condé Fougere, which is a beautiful, beautiful soap. But I'm going to be honest with you, because a lot of people won't. A lot of people won't. I'm just going to be... A lot of folks get caught up in the mania of the hobby, and I have too in the past. The only difference between me and them is I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I have been wrong. All right, when I talked about these being the greatest things in sliced bread and all the rest of it. This is a beautiful scent and a very good soap. However, on a quality basis, is it any better than this for me? Nope. K-Shave Works. Any better than this, Sterling? Nope. Any better than this? Viking? Nope. Does it do anything for me that those don't do? No. Mickey Lee Soap Works? Nope. Cold River Soap Works? Nope. Katie's Bubbles? Nope. I could pull Soap Commander. I could go on and on and on. This does nothing for me that these don't do, other than, once again, sends money flying out of my wallet. That's all it does. Now, why do I own this, you ask? I'll answer. Because this has a unique scent that I couldn't get anywhere else. I haven't seen the scent replicated or anything close to it. So I love this scent. It's my favorite Fougere scent. And that's why I own it. Otherwise, I wouldn't. It is a very good soap. It is triple milled, which means it'll last, for a long, long time. But is it worth 60 bucks, 70, whatever you paid for it? Probably not. Might be to you, is not to me. I want to be clear. I'm speaking for my use case. All right, and I always say that. People ignore it when they said, "Oh, he said this was better than this." It may not be for you. Whatever you think is the truth. But I'm just going to tell you, I don't see a compelling reason to invest a great deal of money in premium software simply because it is not going to last forever. All right. Your premium titanium razor, your stainless steel razor, or whatever, might very well last 100, 150 years. Who knows what? This isn't going to be here in 100 years, likely. It's going to either be dropped, it's going to go bad, who knows what. It'll probably last a very long time, but I can't really tell you that it provides you a better shave than this, because it doesn't, in my opinion, for my use case. So what I want to do, or what I want you to do, is I invite you to sometimes try them both side by side and see what you think. Now it takes very little lather. I mean, it has some qualities that are outstanding, don't get me wrong, but this one does too, the Viking soap, and it's a whole lot less expensive. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Just because you have this, you're not highfalutin because you have this, nor am I. And if I could find this very scent in this, I'd buy this, and I'd probably get rid of this, because I just don't have a need for it. This just sits on a shelf mostly. I don't even use it that much. I do like the scent, which is why I keep it, but it's not really worth it if you just want me to be completely honest with you. I'm just going to be completely transparent and honest. There are so many things out there that are purported to be the greatest of all time as it applies to software, with the marketing and the new ingredients and this and that. And it's, we've talked before about the formulas, and the first formula was the greatest of all time, and now there are 4 formulas in, and it's now the greatest of all time. Well, if the first one was that great, how can the 5th one be that much greater than the first? I mean, maybe it is, but I doubt it. And in many cases, I find there's not a lot of discernible difference. Now, if you're spending the money, you can easily convince yourself that there is, because I've been there. I've been where some of you are. All right, and you want to justify buying this by thinking it's great. And I think it is great. It's just not that much better than this. And that's what it comes down to. So, my advice to those of you, especially those of you who are new, who are caught up in the mania of trying all these products, maybe, if you can, get a sample of this if you can before you spend your money. Before you buy an expensive aftershave, try some of them that are priced at a value level. Now, if it doesn't work for your skin, certainly go buy whatever works best for you. But I'm going to be honest with you when I say that a lot of the things in this hobby and industry are driven by fans and folks who are advocates of brands. All right, I've been there. I have done it, not deliberately, but I have fell under the spell many times for the latest and greatest thing. And then what happens is, when I stop making videos, or this is what used to happen in years past, when I sort of take a hiatus and I start using all the products against one another, then I realize that expensive one wasn't as good as I originally thought when I use it next to this or whatever. That's what changes. So what I would recommend is, give it some time and use it against some other products. I've split my face in half and lathered one side with one thing, one another, to test these things out. I've taken formulations that were supposed to be dramatically different, put them on one side of my face and the other, and could tell almost no difference. And that's both during the shave and the post. All right. I just don't want you to do what I have done, which is waste a whole lot of money for no good reason. All right? There's just no reason to do it. Buy what you can reasonably afford, but try to make smart decisions with your money. Now, if you have tremendous discretionary income, do whatever the heck you please. Enjoy it. All right, do it. But for those of you who are trying to stretch your dollar, these products work pretty doggone good. Pretty doggone good. At least they do for me. There's no guarantee it will for you. But it's a place to start. And for a lot of people, it's the place to stop. Because it is for me. Because I can tell you the majority of what I own is this. All right. And so that brings us to a close. Just be careful, folks. Don't be hoodwinked. Don't be bamboozled. Follow the money to get to the truth, as I used to say. Until next time, let's help the entire world shape great once again.